Well, I want to talk about dementia today. Experts are telling us that Alzheimer's disease alone, by 2050, we're going to have an epidemic. We're talking about 1 out of 3 people in America having Alzheimer's disease by then, regardless of age. We're talking about 2-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds having Alzheimer's disease, 1 out of 3. Okay? If we keep doing what we're doing. Well, my original audio cassette tape, 1993, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, I quoted a study that came out from the Salk Institute and the University of California, San Diego, and they released a study where they were giving like 10,000 international units of vitamin E to advanced Alzheimer's patients, and they were getting an improvement in their cognition, their ability to solve problems, their ability to remember things, and that was one of the more controversial of the 10 controversial things on the audio cassette tape, because they said, when they said they can actually relieve some of the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease with vitamin E, and I said, therefore, it cannot be genetic, because the theory of genetics says that there's only 2 ways you can amend how a genetic disease will manifest itself in a population, and that is to sterilize or kill the carrier of the gene. You can't read a book. You can't walk around the block twice and expect to amend how a genetic disease manifests itself. Well, of course, lightning struck me from all different directions. Just about every medical association, every state medical association from around the country attacked me, and went to their state attorney generals and said I was defrauding their state and the people of their state because I was wanting to sell my vitamins and minerals. And, of course, we sent the magistrates and the judges copies of the newspaper article I was reading the title of and a copy of the audio cassette tape. And 48 states dropped it right there. But 2 of them, Michigan and Arizona, I had to come and appear before the judges and give my presentation and give them certified copies of everything. And then they dropped it. Okay? Well, of course, this study was redone and published again in January. The first one was in July of 1992. The most recent one, same thing, large doses of vitamin E can relieve a lot of the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, including planning skills improvement and so forth. That came out in January of 2014. Well, the February 2005 issue of U.S. News and World Report said, look, there are 7 habits you can acquire to reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease. So again, that just shows 4th grade biology that Alzheimer's disease is not a genetically transmitted disease. They're talking about reading a book every month, walk around the block twice every day, sleep 2 more hours, eat a banana every day, that kind of stuff. That's absolute poppycock and nonsense. If it's a genetically transmitted disease, reading a book every month is not going to manifest itself in a different way. It is not genetically transmitted. Well, then came Johns Hopkins, published in 2004. They did a 10-year study on 5,000 people. 2,500 got a vitamin supplement, sort of stimulated by the idea that vitamin E could improve symptoms, and said, well, let's look at prevention. And so they came up with a vitamin supplement for 2,500 and a dummy pill for 2,500. And for 10 years, they ran like that. They were all the same religion, same diet, avoiding the same foods, same religion, lived in the same place. They were all conservative farmers, only ate what they grew in the same soil and so forth. And the ones that got the vitamin supplement had 78%, almost 80% less Alzheimer's disease than the ones who got the dummy pill. All right, that was a 10-year study, Johns Hopkins. Came out in 2004. Well, guess what? They only added vitamin C to the vitamin E. Now, me, if I was going to do that study, I'd have gone with the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. So what I want you to do is look at all 5 of the dementias. We're talking about fast sugar dementia, where the blood vessels in your brain are clogged, Wernicke-Korsakoff, which is a deficiency of a single mineral plus MS mixed together, and then Korsakoff is a deficiency of a single vitamin, vitamin, not mineral, B12 deficiency dementia, and of course Alzheimer's disease, which is a deficiency of nutrients plus a deficiency of, you got it, cholesterol, because 75% of our brain is the white matter is cholesterol. Well, I want you to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get a hold of the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Get a hold of the DVD and the CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and look up dementia, look up Alzheimer's disease, look up vascular dementia, look up Korsakoff syndrome, look up Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, and look at vitamin B12 deficiency dementia, and it'll blow your mind. All of these are preventable. with nutritional supplementation. Why wait until you get diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, you're falling apart, and they're putting you in a nursing home, you can't remember your dog's name, when you can prevent all this, and you know, you can live, my goal is to live to be 200 without having a problem. Okay? We have the obituary of a guy who was born in 1677. He died in 1933, 256 years of age. Dr. Lee, legendary. His obituaries were in the New York Times and the London Times back in 1933. And it's one of those things where a lot of people, according to National Geographic, live to be in 140, 160, 150, 168. And so I'm going for 200. I want you to come along with me. So get a hold of the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Give your genes, your DNA, your RNA, your telomeres everything they need. You'll have 50 healthy years to your life. Be back with Dead Doctors don't lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, this story here, I sure hope I don't come down with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, because the headline of this story that I found on Reuters is exclusive: Amgen's new leukemia drug to carry a $178,000 price tag. They said a new type of treatment for a deadly form of leukemia would cost $178,000 when it becomes available, and would make it one of the world's most expensive cancer drugs. According to company spokeswoman Danielle Bertrand, she said the price of it's an infused medicine called Blincyto, and would reflect 2 courses at $89,000 apiece. She's quoted as saying, "We believe the price reflects the significant clinical, economical, and humanistic value of the product to patients and the healthcare system for an ultra-orphan population with a dramatic impact on serious illness." They are the world's...
Wait a minute, Doug. What do they get for that, for the $180,000? What are they getting for it?
It says a little later in the story that 32% of the patients, so a little less than a third, achieved complete remission for nearly 7 months after receiving the drug via infusion for 4 weeks.
And did they say how long they live without the treatment?
No, they didn't get into that. And I think the 7 months reflected from the time that the people that got the drug were in the clinical trial, because it was only approved about 4 or 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they go on to say that an estimated 6,020 Americans in 2014, about half of them kids, will be diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Over 1,400 will die, according to the National Cancer Institute. And I did the math on that, though. If all of the 6,000 some people that get leukemia in a given year, if they all get that drug, that's going to be $1,071,560,000 for Amgen. That would be every year. And
wow.
They listed some other ones that are real expensive drugs. They said in 2011, Bristol Myers Squibb, they got a treatment for melanoma that costs $120,000 for 4 infusions. And Merck & Company's recently approved Keytruda, which works on removing a brake on the immune system. It costs $150,000 per treatment. Wow. I think I'd just rather keep my ORAC points up above 100,000 and not get any of these cancers to start with.
Yeah, it's going to cost maybe $3 a day to reduce your risk of these things. That's one of my 8 lawsuits against the FDA and federal court. We're going to say that by supplementing with 200 micrograms, which is 1/5 of a milligram of our selenium, they'll reduce your risk of cancer significantly. And so why wouldn't you do that? Women can reduce the risk of breast cancer by 462% by cooking their meat medium rare rather than well done. Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do both? Why not keep your ORAC points above 100,000 a day and reduce your risk against cancer? I mean, some nutrient programs is proven by, let's see here, the University of South Carolina, okay, did a study for us, and Clemson University, okay, in Clemson, South Carolina, they did a study for us. One of our products reduced the risk of colon cancer by 95% in human cancer cell cultures. These are things you can do that are a lot cheaper than $150,000 per treatment. To buy you 7 months, you got to be kidding me. And you'll live 6.5 months without the treatment. Hello? Thank you, Doug, for bringing that one to the surface. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Maryland. And Carmen, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Carmen, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I've had athlete's foot, and I'm allergic to like 50 things, so I can't take anything over the counter. And so I used to be allergic to Tinactin. So I took the Equate brand, which is Walmart brand, and I got a reaction. So I'm using calendula oil and tea tree oil mixed with jojoba, and it's okay for about 10, maybe 4 or 5 hours, and then I have to wash my feet and do it again. Is there anything else I can do? It's a rash, like used to be in between your toes, but now it's on the top of my foot, and it's crawling up my leg. It's on my ankle and halfway up my leg, and it itches really bad.
Do you have any history of asthma as a kid?
No, I had bronchitis.
Okay, you have bronchitis, which is, one man's bronchitis is another man's asthma. Okay. Do you have any children?
No, I'm not married.
Okay. Did you have any skin problems as a kid? Any acne or eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
No.
Okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I stopped using gluten since you told me I was gluten intolerant. So I stopped using gluten, and now it seems to be worse. I don't know.
Okay. Do you live in the house alone?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I was working at the post office, but I got injured in October, and I haven't worked since. I stay home and clean up the house and send things to the Labor Department to get paid.
Okay. Do you have anybody living in the house with you? Your mother, sister, dog?
No, my dad lived with me until last year when he died, and he lives here. My mom was living here, and I took her to a place because she broke her leg, and now my sister has her, so nobody's here, just me.
Okay, do you have a dog or a cat or a bird?
No, because I don't have any money, so I couldn't feed them. They'd starve to death.
Okay, well, you're getting gluten from someplace. Okay, so you have to look at where you do your grocery shopping. Do they have a bakery there? You go into one of these health food store type of things where they sell bakery goods and lots of things made with whole grains, and there's dust from their bulk stuff. Okay. Because it sounds like you're knee-deep, literally knee-deep in gluten. But at any rate, Char, what would you do in addition? Well, let's say for a moment she's correct in this athlete's foot. It doesn't sound like it to me. It sounds like a gluten attack. But, hang on here. We'll be back with you, Carmen, after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Maryland and Carmen. And Carmen, I would really read things and see. It sounds like you're still getting some gluten somewhere. Don't forget your 90 essential nutrients, even if it's the basic, the Healthy Start Pack. You need the 90 essential nutrients, one Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight. But read labels, even on nuts that say naturally gluten-free. Things like oatmeal, gluten-free oatmeal. This is not gluten-free. You got to give that stuff up, okay? Gluten in oatmeal is called gliadin. It's still gluten. Gluten by another name is still gluten. Call us every couple of weeks, give us an update, but you need to be looking at everything because you're getting contaminated somewhere. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Alaska. And Betty, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Betty, you're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I come from a small town, and I always said, just take me to the vet, don't take me to the doctor. So here I am. I have a granddaughter who's 10 years old. She has infected tonsils. They were so swollen that they were gray and almost touching in the back. Mm-hmm. She went to the doctor. She got antibiotics, and they told her to use Flonase for a month. The swelling did go down after she started taking the antibiotics, but now they're, swelling back up again. They're not as gray and almost touching, but they're definitely restricting air when she's sleeping, and eating is restricted, that type of thing.
Sure.
So
how much does she weigh? How much does she weigh?
60 pounds.
Okay, so she's a little bit small for 10 years old. And
yeah.
Does she have any history of skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No, but she's a redhead with blue eyes, really light skin.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does she have any bowel problems, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, appendix out, anything like that?
No, some constipation.
Okay. And let's see here. All right. Shar, what do you think the basic problem here is?
Well, she's probably got a gluten intolerance, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think basically she's got a gluten problem. Does she have any brothers or sisters?
One sister.
Does that sister have any problems?
No, it's the only thing is she has problems with her knees. Sometimes at night she wants to sleep with a heating pad on her knee.
Okay, so she got some growing pains in her knees, okay. Does the mother have any problems?
No, she's pretty healthy.
Okay, well, we'll be back in a second. We've got to run one of those message moments. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Alaska and Betty. Okay, Shar, this is a Shar thing. I think this child does have a gluten thing with her tonsils. What would you do for her for chronic tonsillitis, in addition to a gluten-free diet and all that kind of stuff? What approach would you give her for tonsillitis? Something she could gargle with.
I gave her the colloidal silver.
Perfect, yep. A little kid like that. And I'd do that for her sister, too, because if it's infectious, you don't want one giving it to the other. I'd go ahead and give her a dropper full of our colloidal silver and a couple of ounces of water twice a day. Let her gargle with that. And the nice thing about colloidal silver, it's been around for thousands of years. And guess what? There has not been a bug, a virus, a bacteria, yeast, or fungus that's learned how to be resistant to it. Okay, it's kind of interesting stuff. And that's where I would go. I would go with the colloidal silver, Shar said, but also give her 2 of the killer biotic twice a day. Open them up, put them powder, and if she can't swallow the capsules, I'd go ahead and open them up and then put them in a tablespoon of applesauce. And it'd be just a wonderful thing to do the applesauce thing and the killer biotic. Blend of 8 herbs that will support the immune system. 2 of those 8 herbs actually have antimicrobial properties that can help with that. But this is going to be a kind of a chronic, long-standing thing, and it's only going to get worse, I believe, if you don't have some plan to deal with this on a regular basis. Okay, call us every couple of weeks. Let us know how the colloidal silver, the killer biotic, and the 90 essential nutrients is doing for her. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Mississippi. And Wanda, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Wanda, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I am a massage therapist, and I have a client who is 48 years old. He weighs 200 pounds. He has lots of arthritis because he's been a real cowboy his whole life. Even when he was younger, rode bulls and had broke his neck and pelvic. And he has a lot of arthritis in his joints, and he's also works out in great shape. And he had a melanoma cut off of his face, which they went several layers to get it all. And I think he's also been diagnosed with hepatitis. So he's interested in getting on your products. I just wanted to know what your recommendations are for him.
Okay, 200-pound guy, a history of melanoma. He has arthritis. He needs to get another profession because he's breaking his neck, breaking his back, all that kind of stuff. He needs to do something else here. And now the hepatitis, is it A, B, or C, do you know?
I don't know, but I do know he was in the hospital with his liver, and that's how he came to know he had it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so, Shar, here's a guy with chronic arthritis, trauma, fractures, all that kind of stuff, a history of a viral hepatitis of one kind or another, and a skin cancer. What would you do for this guy?
He needs to get on a gluten-free diet, obviously, with all these things going wrong. But he needs I would give him 2 healthy brain and heart packs and the glucogel for the arthritis.
Okay. And what would you throw in? Yeah, what would you throw in for the viral liver thing?
The selenium comes in there. The brain and heart pack, the selenium comes in there, but what else besides the selenium?
Yeah, I throw in something to help his immune system and ward off bugs and things. How about Geraldine's boyfriend, killer
biotic?
Killer biotic. Yep. Anytime you got anything infectious, I'd always throw in the killer biotic to support the immune system. And a big guy like him, I'd have him take 3 of those killer biotic 3 times a day. And you want to get, the whole goal here is to support and promote the immune system so his own immune system gets that viral load down so it doesn't cause chronic damage to the liver. You can do this, but he's going to have to be pretty aggressive. And he certainly needs to watch his skin. Once you have one melanoma, you're always sort of at risk for more. And so the selenium, as Shar says, 2 healthy brain and heart packs. That'll give him 6 selenium a day, 3 breakfast, 3 dinner. But I also have him take some more, so he could take at least, I'd say 12 selenium a day. Get another bottle of selenium so he can take 12 a day, 4 at breakfast, 4 at lunch, 4 at dinner, because he's a big guy. And let's see. Oh, yeah, I'd also have him take the Ocean's Gold, which is originally designed for the thyroid gland, but it also has sea cucumber in it, one of the things your thyroid gland likes. But also, in the last, it's been about 10 years, there's an enormous amount of research on sea cucumber and cancers of all kinds. And so you want to kind of Google that and look at the sea cucumber cancer therapies. But at any rate, I'd have them take 6 of those Ocean's Gold a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That'd be 2 bottles a month of that. And do everything you can to support his immune system, because he's got 2 things going on here. He's got viral infections, hepatitis of one type or another, and he has a history of cancer. So you want his immune system really be working to his advantage. Wouldn't hurt to get his ORAC points above 100,000. How would you get his ORAC points above 100,000 every day, Shar?
I give him the triple treat chocolate and or the Cell Shield RTQ.
Absolutely. The triple treat chocolate, Shar says, not triple truffle, but the triple treat. I'd have him take 6 of those a day. It could be 3 twice a day or 2, 3 times a day. And that'll get him over 100,000 ORAC points, oxygen radical absorption capacity. It's a measurement of how many free radicals are neutralized by the antioxidants in your supplements, your food. The Cell Shield RTQ, R for resveratrol, T for turmeric, Q for quercetin. 5 of those twice a day is going to give him over 100,000 ORAC points. And call us every once in a while, Wanda. Let us know some of your, I'm sure you run into lots of interesting cases, but let's keep our finger on the pulse of this guy and see if we can't help him out here. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Las Vegas, Nevada, and Melissa, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Melissa, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Wallach. I spoke to you a couple weeks ago about my standard poodle. Was having some acid reflux, had an esophagus barium X-ray. It came back that it's not an unusual amount of barium left in the esophagus. So apparently she has diagnosed it as acid reflux and wants him on Prilosec.
Okay, the answer to Prilosec is no, because it'll make things worse over time. It wound up with 16 diseases. How much does that dog weigh?
He's 58 pounds. I've had him on the Arthrodex 1 scoop twice a day with his food. Mm-hmm. You had me put him on Killer Biotic. He's been on 2 of those a day. Added in some plant-derived minerals, and I've started adding a calcium tablet in with his food.
Okay. Are you giving him our ultimate enzymes?
Ultimate enzymes? No.
Okay. I'd go ahead and give him, we'll start him out with 1 ultimate enzyme. Just open it up, dump the powder in his food. Okay. Because when you have reflux, it really isn't acid reflux. It really should be renamed lack of acid reflux. Because when you have belching, burping, and bloating, what happens is the pH goes up in your stomach, and you head towards neutral, and yeast and bacteria grow there. It's fermenting everything like a beer vat. That's the problem. So I'd give him that 1 ultimate enzyme with his meals, and that should help him out. Call us in 2 weeks after you start that. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, United for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to California. And Roger, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Roger, you're on the air.
All right, Dr. Wallach, hi. I've been taking your product for a while, and it's helped me a lot, especially with, like, arthritis. But my new thing now is I had a nuclear treadmill test, and they want me to do an angiogram in a couple of weeks for ventricular tachycardia. That's the first question. And the other question is about vitamin D toxicity in the Dead Doctors Don't Lie book, which I bought like 20 years ago, about vitamin D toxicity causing inflammation in the arteries.
Okay. How much do you weigh now, Roger?
Getting down there a little bit lower. 215, still a little bit heavy.
Okay, how tall are you?
5'10". I drink a lot of coffee.
Okay, I hope it's Java Fit.
I haven't tried that yet.
Okay, you got to switch over to Java Fit, right? Okay.
I'll try it.
All right. Well, first of all, ventricular tachycardia. Do you have a back problem? You ever had a back problem?
Yeah, I've heard you talk about that before, between the third, fourth, and fifth vertebrae or something.
Yeah. Yeah, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, between 3 and 4.
You don't necessarily have to have pain in there. You just be kind of lack of range of motion. You kind of shrugging your shoulders and always kind of standing there and then rotating to the right and rotating to the left, trying to break that restriction loose kind of thing, or reaching backwards on a chair, trying to give yourself a chiropractic adjustment kind of stuff, or going to a chiropractor all the time. Anything of that going on?
Yeah, I do go to the chiropractor because I did injure my neck when I was lifting a weight over my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the difference between your neck and your upper back isn't much. And so usually when you have something going on with your neck, you have something going on with your upper back. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be real big on doing an angiogram where they inject dye into you and all that kind of stuff. And they usually are taking you stepwise down the rocky road here. They're going to want to do some procedure on you and so forth. And so I would, keep asking your chiropractor if your neck problem, your upper back problem can cause heart stuff, which I see all the time. And so that's what I've got. Did your EKG show any blockages in your heart?
No, they said blood flow is normal. However, when I was running on the nuclear treadmill test, I had that tachycardia.
Yeah, well, it's a back problem, I believe. And so I would ask your chiropractor that and say, hey, can upper back problems cause ventricular tachycardia? If it happens in the atrium, it's called AFib, atrial fibrillation. And, the difference between one or the other is just that much. Okay, it's just like millimeters. And so, how much of the glucogel are you taking?
I ran out. I'm going to order some more because I get my shipment go out in a couple days. About
15 a day.
15 a day.
15 a day. 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And the goal here is to support and promote maintenance, repair of the cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae in your neck and your upper back particularly. And that's going to support maintenance, repair of those discs, push the vertebrae apart, take the pressure off the roots of the spinal nerves coming out from between T1, 2, 3, and 4. And, I have sons of billionaires who come to me for this because they don't want the surgery. They don't want the invasive tests, which kill people, okay? These tests are not without risk. And when something real simple that a chiropractor can give you relief, and a supplement program can, support maintenance, repair, why not do that conservatively and not let them do things that are going to be invasive and have potential life-threatening situations? That's kind of the way I look at it. And so, are you on any medication right now?
Yeah, they put me on 10 milligrams of Lipitor, and they wanted me to also take this toprolol every day for blood pressure. It's a little bit on the high normal.
Yeah, okay, well, listen, Lipitor, even the FDA says get off of it. Even the FDA says get off of it. It's going to give you Alzheimer's disease. Am I hearing that music?
Yep.
I am. Okay, well, you got to talk again tomorrow, Roger. Okay, guys. Well, thank you, Star. Super job. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job. As usual, God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.